Good evening and welcome once again to this action-packed 1-hour edition of the Left, Right and Centre. I'm Sanket Upadhyay. 4 stories yet again over the next 60 minutes that we are going to track right here on this show. Story number 1 on Left, Right and Centre. We are going to look at Mamata Banerjee's Nandigram challenge to the Bharatiya Janata Party. A big challenge that she posed in front of the BJP, where she says, you want to talk Hinduism with me? And then she spoke certain shlokas from the stage in Nandigram, which was her political battlefield way back in 2006 and 2007, which propelled her to power. Now she is trying to tell the BJP, you're not the only Hindus out there. I also know a thing or two about Hinduism. So now, is this conscious strategy to propel her image as a Hindu icon? Is it deliberate? And is this going to help her or not? And what really is going to be the political response to this from the Bharatiya Janata Party? That debate is going to come up in just a short moment from now. Story number 2 on your screen right now. Star Wars in Bengal. Actors are on the political battlefield. This is an old trend where netas turn into politicians. But in Bengal, a lot of that has been happening in this election. What do these actors turned politicians think about their prospects as they are the latest kids on the block? Story number 3 right here. Resentment against Rawat. Another state, a big crisis there. Finally, the BJP chief minister, with 1 hour left in his tenure, one year, beg your pardon, left to his tenure, submitted his resignation to the governor. Obviously, he was asked to resign. But the BJP's big Uttarakhand fix, this is one state where an incumbent chief minister who has been replaced has never come back to power. So is history going to repeat itself, or has the BJP thought this out well? Remember, this is a BJP under Narendra Modi, a chief minister chosen by Narendra Modi who has been replaced. Modi is not known usually to change his decisions like this. So the fact that they've done it, what is the calculation behind it? That debate is going to come up in just a short moment. And we'll get you story number 4. The Ambani bomb scare has now turned 100% political. This is 100% politics taking place in the state of Maharashtra, where Devendra Fadnavis and Anil Deshmukh are in a bitter blame game. One really wonders whatever happened to the investigation in the case rather than the politics. So all that and much more on the show. Let's now quickly take you through this visual presentation of what happened in West Bengal, all the latest updates as far as West Bengal is concerned, where Mamata Banerjee challenged the BJP on Hinduism. Let's take a look at this presentation.
Back to where it all began in a way for Mamata Banerjee, to Nandigram, the battlefield of 2007 that catapulted her to the Chief Minister's chair. In a constituency that has nearly 30% minority vote, Mamata Banerjee took the bull by the horns, challenging the charge of appeasement by reciting the Chandi Path at length.
Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadra Kali Kapalini Durga Shiva Chama Dhatri Saha Sada Namostute.
Her first stop after the rally was a temple, where she did Chandi Puja as well.
Amio Hindu ghorer me Amar sathe Hindu card khelte jaben na. Amar sathe Hindu card khelte gele Aage bolun apni nije bhalo Hindu kina.
Her BJP rival for Nandigram, former ally, now foe, Shubhendu Adhikari, has labelled her outsider and asked Nandigram to vote Bhumiputra. Mamata demolished that charge.
তাহলে তো বাংলা আমার মুখ্যমন্ত্রীটা হওয়া উচিত ছিল না। বহিরাগত মুখ্যমন্ত্রী হতে পারে কখনো? তৃণমূল কংগ্রেস।
On the ground, emotional support for Mamata. Some anger at Shubhendu. Anger also at Trinamool workers who betrayed all that Mamata Banerjee stands for.
এখানে এই নন্দীগ্রামের যা অবস্থা, শুভেচ্ছি অধিকারীর বংশ যদি উঠে আসে মমতা দিদিকে হারাতে পারে একটা ভোটে হলেও আমরা জিতাবো
কিন্তু দিদিমণি বহিরাগত কিন্তু দিদিমণি এখন জনপ্রিয়তা নেই এখন ভারতের জনপ্রিয়তা আছে এখানে
Mamta has rented 2 rooms in this house in Nandigram's Bottola area for a year. She files her nomination Wednesday, Shubhendu on Friday, and that's when the knives will be out. Mamta making the most of her first mover advantage.
খেলা হবে দেখা হবে জেতা হবে
The Khela Hobe slogan is back. Mamta Banerjee herself raising it at this rally here. The response of the people huge. April 1, that's when the votes will be cast here. A big day for Bengal. In Nandigram with Habib Ali, Monideepa Banerjee, NDTV.
All right, I have with me Trinamool Congress leader, AITC Parliamentary Party Chief and also Member Parliament, Derek O'Brien. Thank you very much. Pleasure talking to you, Mr. O'Brien. I want to know from you, a lot has been spoken about by the Bharatiya Janata Party of this sudden change in Mamta Banerjee in trying to project herself as a Hindu icon. It is also being questioned what was the need to read out or recite the Chandi part from a stage. Is this political fear?
Firstly, Mr. Upadhyay, thank you for the promotion, but I'm not the parliamentary party chief. I'm the Rajya Sabha leader. Shudip Bandopadhyay is the Lok Sabha leader. Okay, that done. You see, the story of Mamta Banerjee, Chief Minister, last 10 years, she has been doing development work. She's been talking about the development work. BJP have lost that part of the story. So the only way they hope to have some gain in the vote in Bengal is to try and start their usual Modi-Shah special narrative, is be divisive, is to polarize. So today, they got it straight from the Chief Minister of West Bengal. You want to do this kind of thing? Good enough. We'll take you on. We've beaten you on development. Now come. Because this is the way they're trying to be devious. And we don't want any lectures from the BJP as to how they've interpreted. The lectures we will listen to after May the 2nd. By the way, the Nandigram seat did not have an MLA when Mamta Di announced her nomination. The MLA had resigned. Then she announced her willingness to stand in Nandigram. BJP are now in a position we wanted them to be. They will chase our narrative. We've announced our 291 candidates. They've announced 57. They can't announce all. Now what happened? 5 of our MLAs who didn't get tickets, they ran to the BJP. So good, it's become a rejection ground, and Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah might come here as often as they want, but they know that they don't even have a chief minister candidate. Simple question, Mr. Upadhyay, you're interviewing BJP every day, and all the channels are, who is taking on Mamta Banerjee? Is Mr. Modi or Mr. Shah voting in Bengal? Are they standing for the MLA election? No. So it's Mamta Banerjee who has gone right out there and said, yes, I'm setting the narrative. Sure. Now you play, follow the leader.
Okay. But you know, Derek, see, the thing is, yes, you're right. They don't have a leader as to who their chief ministerial face is going to be. But again, this is a decision that they may or may not take before the election. My point very simply was, ahead of the election, was there a need felt by Mamta Banerjee to project herself, right? So BJP is chasing a narrative where they're saying that there's too much of Muslim appeasement being done by Mamta Banerjee. That's been their main poll issue against Mamta Banerjee. Is this a response to that? And i.e.
It's not their main.
Yeah.
You see, for those of us who live in Calcutta, what do we do on Kali Puja day? It doesn't matter what religion I belong to. I spend one night in my pada where I grew up in Jamirlin in Baliganj, and the rest of the evening, Mamta Di has a pujo in their household, which is Kali Pujo. Durga Pujo is held, it's like a festival. It's the world's biggest festival. These festivals go beyond beyond any religion. Do you know, it's nothing new. I've been in Trinamool Congress from 2003, 2004. Mamata Di doing pujo before she leaves. These are all private. You know, religion is a very private issue. Festivals are in the public space. But when you want to try and do this, then you will get it back from Mamata. And I don't think we should be getting into this story at all. Talk to us also about health. Talk to us about education. Talk to us about unemployment and how it's improved here. Talk to us about agriculture. Talk to us about road infrastructure. No. Mamata Di has made these promises and delivered. And Mr. Modi and Shah, the same people who announced demonetization and said, give me 51 days and I'll solve it all. What did Mamata Di do? In 2 hours' time, she told you, withdraw this draconian decision. Now, who owns Nandigram? That's another very interesting thing. Who kind of owns the movement? That's also up for debate now, because someone is trying to appropriate that. You know, so that will be shown on May the 2nd. Mr. Upadhyay, today you are 9 o'clock anchoring NDTV. Good. Before that, there was Ms. Razdan. Before that, Ms. Dutt. Before that, Mr. Sardesai. But the foundation of NDTV, the idea was Dr. Prannoy Roy and Radhika Roy. So good luck to everybody else who is building on the foundation. But today at 9 p.m. if you say, "Hi, Dr. Roy, Radhika, no, I am the person in charge," that's the time Dr. Roy and Radhika Roy will stand up and say, you're great, Mr. Upadhyay. Today, not yet. Not yet. This
in
is
other words,
in a sense, the story of Nandigram told to you.
You are comparing
in media terms.
You're comparing us lesser mortals, anchors, with a Shubhendu Adhikari who's trying to appropriate the position. And
No. You see,
and Dr. Roy is
Mr. Upadhyay, listen.
Mamata Banerjee.
Mr. Upadhyay. No. It's a long, see, it's a long election campaign. 60 days. Okay, we are quietly confident, so we still have a sense of humor. We don't have to be so serious only on national television. It's a long campaign, and by the way, the long campaign actually doesn't suit us. It suits us in one way because Mamata Banerjee can go and campaign everywhere, but honestly, I'll tell you, and I'm not shy to tell you, a long campaign doesn't suit a political party like the All India Trinamool Congress. It suits the BJP, because when you're running a 60-day campaign, they have no budget. They are an infinity party. They are infinity with money. So we are telling people also on the ground that take the money, please, but then cast your vote in favor of Trinamool. So that's our biggest challenge. How do we fund this campaign over a long period of time? And that's where actually is one of the BJP, plus they have allies. They have such good allies. Like today the ally has just done something. I don't know whether this news is confirmed or not confirmed, but I just saw. Now the Director General of Police also has been changed. Then the other 3 allies will never let them down. They are solid allies, and all you anchors, Mr. Upadhyay, are saying all the allies are left them. You're like unnecessarily communicating this misinformation. Why are you saying all the allies have left them?
Go ahead and
CBI
name those allies
ED
also.
is there, IT is there, all of them are there. CBI, ED, all the love letters will come from cases of 2011, 12. They are also a large washing machine company. That's their Bengal branch is a washing machine company. You know, you're in Trinamool, you're all mucky and you've got everything here. And then magic, you go into the washing machine and out you come, all smiling and bubbly, go to Hastings' office and Proto, they will make you the new washing machine clean. So there is still, this is serious.
Okay.
I just put it across in a light-hearted way. It's a long election. We are also looking at our numbers. We are also doing our polls. I believe there were some polls out. Unfortunately, I didn't see them. I must catch them now. Somebody came and said he'll win. You know, when I used to go and bat in the school team, I was an ordinary wicket-keeper. But whenever I went, I was trying to show off, and today I'm going to make 200. I can't even make 50 runs. I'm saying I'm making 200. Chalo, khela hobe.
All right. Nice talking to you, Mr. Derek O'Brien. Thank you so much. It'll be important for me to...
Always.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let's quickly kickstart the debate as well. I've got Chandrakumar Bose, senior leader of the BJP in West Bengal, is now with us. Would want to respond to what Derek O'Brien said. Professor Monojit Mondal is a TMC supporter. Smita Gupta, senior journalist, and Nilanjan Sarkar, senior visiting fellow, CPR and assistant professor at the Ashoka University. Thank you very much to all of you. Chandrakumar Bose, would you like to respond to what Derek O'Brien had to say on the transformation of Mamata Banerjee?
Mr. Derek O'Brien has been a very old friend. We are both from Kolkata. We've interacted many a time. I know him from his Bonvita quiz days. But you see, with due respects to the Honorable Chief Minister, Mamata Banerjee, she has her contribution, no doubt. She has been a mass leader. She has worked on the ground. She has struggled a lot, fighting the left front. But I fail to understand that today, what was the necessity of doing atonement politics? See, no one is doubting that Mamata Banerjee is a devout Hindu, but she need not have, recited the Chandi Path to prove her credibility. We have seen the appeasement politics that Trinamool Congress has done over the years. We have seen the Imam Bhata. We have seen, the kind of support that she has given to the minority community. And why not? She has given, it's fine. But has she done anything for the development of the community, for the development of the minority? I have discussed with many of belonging to this community in my constituency in South Kolkata. They are not at all happy with the Trinamool Congress.
Okay.
What they feel, what is the point of giving aid and grants to the imams when the ordinary
this
on the
of
ground
course
is
is
not
something that
benefiting?
has happened in the past. What she is doing right now, how do you respond to that?
Exactly.
It seems as if she is trying to defeat you in your own game, or attempting
No,
to.
no. You see, we are not interested in any sort of appeasement. Our leader, Narendra Modi ji, it is very clear, his message. Sabke saath, sabke vikas.
Okay.
Sabke saath, sabke viswas. We believe in equality. At least my politics is based on the ideology of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Yes, I am very much part of the Bharatiya Janata Party. And my leader, Narendra Modi ji, also practices inclusive politics with inclusive ideology.
Okay.
And I follow that to the letter and spirit.
Okay, Professor
we need
Monojit
to
Mondal.
implement it on the ground.
Your
See,
response
let
to
me
what
finish. Let me finish.
Mr. Bose said.
Why
very
is
quickly,
Mamata
Mr. Bose.
Banerjee so desperate? Why is she so desperate to prove a point that she is with the Hindus? Why is she so desperate? And just
No,
prior
that's exactly.
to
I
the
asked this
state
question of
election-
Mr. Derek O'Brien. He said she was always a Hindu. She just practiced
Of course she
personally,
is. But
not
you
out in the
don't have
open.
to recite the Chandi Path. You don't have to recite the Chandi Path. You don't even have to, do the namaz to prove that you support.
But then by
a
that logic, the
particular
BJP
religion.
does not need to say Jai Shri Ram.
Well, Jai Sri Ram is said by the people. It is not that only
No, it's said
BJP
by leaders also. I've heard
Yeah, of
leader
course,
after
of
leader of the
course.
BJP say it. There's nothing
Of
wrong
course.
in saying it.
But
So
there
much
is
so that
nothing wrong
even
in
in
saying
the
it.
Netaji function
There is-
it was being said.
Yeah, but there is nothing wrong in getting so irritated with Jai Sri Ram. You see, I normally say
So
Jai
then why
Hind.
are you irritated with the Chandi part? Let her do
No,
it.
I'm not irritated at all.
Huh.
It is good, but it is not necessary from a political forum, from
Okay.
a political rally
Sure.
to chant.
Okay,
the
Professor
Chandi
Mondal and then Smita Gupta. Yes.
I
Professor
think the BJP is completely sort of shaky on the ground that their fake narrative of Hindutva will be completely punctured by Mamata's real narrative of Hindutva, I should say. That really symbolizes tolerance, the idea of inclusivity, which the BJP does not sort of symbolize. They talk about inclusivity, but look at the CAA. They talk about the real Narendra, Vivekananda, what he said in 1893, that I am proud to belong to a nation that shelter persecuted people from all classes and all religions coming from all the countries. And what the BJP is doing is totally undermining the very concept of inclusivity which Vivekananda stands for. They talk about Tagore. Take at the poems in Gitanjali. Why Gitanjali was so popular in the West? Because it talks about inclusivity. It talks about sheltering people coming from outside the country, irrespective of their religion. They don't follow, they don't practice what they talk about. Even similarly, the idea of Sabka Saath, Sabka Viswas, the CAA is completely exposing that narrative. It talks about only 6 religions chosen from 6 countries. 6 countries we know, and yet even that cannot be implemented by them, because though they know that there is an election in Assam. We need to call it out. Why they can't implement CA in the last 1.5 years? Because Assam will be on the boil. Assam's people are agitating against this kind of narrative, where actually the infiltrators will get legitimized. The CAA will legitimize the infiltrators, which the Assam people oppose.
Okay.
That's the simple reason.
Smita Gupta as well as Nilanjan Sarkar.
We understand.
Let me take in their comments as well.
To implement the law.
Yes, Professor Mandal, we've heard you.
Because you are fearing Assam election.
Smita Gupta, your assessment. Do you, first of all, do you look at this as a change in Mamata Banerjee, or this is routine?
No, I think Mamata was responding to the BJP's attempt to use Hindutva in this election in a very big way, as it has been doing in the last few elections. I mean, the fact that she recited the Chondi part, it's fine. I remember Pranab Mukherjee did it on the floor of Parliament to prove a point to the BJP that he was a better Hindu. The only thing is, I don't think she should labor this point about being a good Hindu, because in this battle for the Hindu vote, the BJP will always be party number one. I think what the other issues that she has taken up, that of the outsider, Bengali exceptionalism versus the outsider, that will pay her greater dividends. Or the fact that Trinamool has a chief ministerial face, whereas the BJP does not have one.
Yeah.
Those are the things that are going to pay her dividends. She should not labor this, that I'm a good, she said it today in the Nandigram, that's fine. And
but I think it's a clear strategy.
It all started for the Trinamool.
I think it's a clear strategy where I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. Mr. Sarkar, would you agree or disagree that that this is a shift
I didn't
in
say
gears?
It would end, but I'm saying I think she should not labor the point, because in this battle for the Hindu vote, it is not going to help her beyond the point.
Okay, so you're saying that she'll always play the second fiddle. Mr. Sarkar, what's your assessment?
No, so I agree with you. I mean, I think the TMC is trying to stay away from a pure identity-based vote. The only thing that I would add is that if you look at the messaging, there is an idea of being a Bengali Hindu as opposed to being a different kind of Hindu that the TMC is trying to message. So rather than giving up the Hindu-Muslim card, I think when you see the kind of language that is being employed, it is also to sort of say, well, Jai Shri Ram is an outsider version of Hinduism. The North Indian version of Hinduism is not the way that we practice Hinduism here. Right, and that is very so that's why you see that Mamata's response is very different than, let's say, what Kejriwal did in Delhi, where you're essentially dealing with the same pattern of Hinduism. Here you're trying to play this sort of fine dance and say, no, I am a Hindu, but I'm a different kind of Hindu, one that has a certain level of social inclusion with Hindus and Muslims. And I think similarly, we're trying to draw, the TMC is trying to draw a line between more of a progressive form of religious practice.
Are they succeeding in what they're trying to do is going to be the bigger question, which one will have to answer. But I've completely run out of time in this discussion. Smita Gupta, Mr. Sarkar, Professor Mondal, as well as Chandra Kumar Bose, thank you very much. We're stopping for a short break at this moment. When we come back, we'll be speaking to the two new stars who have made their political debut. They are both candidates divided by political parties. Shayantika Banerjee as well as Payal Sarkar are going to join us. Stay with us. Two actors, two politicians are there now in the political battlefield from two totally different political parties. I would like to welcome Shayantika Banerjee, actor and TMC candidate. Thank you very much, Ms. Banerjee, for joining us. And Payal Sarkar is an actor as well as a leader for the Bharatiya Janata Party. Thank you very much, Payal, for joining us. It's a very important. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, it's a very important, point in your life. Why did you take this decision? Let me first begin with you, Ms. Banerjee. Why? Why did you decide to do this?
It was not a very sudden decision, though. I have been with Didi earlier as well for the last elections, I've been with her for all the campaigns and I've supported her. Yes, you may say that I've come to the forefront because I thought that this is the right time. She needs our support. And I thought that someday or the other, I think I would do this definitely. Work for people with Didi. So that's how I've come to the forefront and I've decided to, yes, take it up.
What about you, Payal?
Actually, to tell you honestly, I have always had interest in politics. All right. So I like to know, things around me, what is happening around me. And that was always the case. But yes, honestly, I have never been offered to join politics actively. But, last couple of months have been really good with me because, I have been offered to join the biggest political party in the world, Bharatiya Janata Party. And my ideologies about politics are quite aligned with, the kind of ideologies this party believes in. Like, I have always been a fan of our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, because since 2014, when the BJP came to power, so I have seen our Prime Minister taking decisions which were quite unconventional, unorthodox. There were fair chances of facing criticism, but he, I think, never bothered about those criticism. He did what was right for the country, what was right for the people of the country, what was right for the betterment of the country. So that's what inspired me to come to politics, to join BJP and to work for people, because I've already received so much love from people, because I am, by God's grace, in such a profession that, I'm an actor, and obviously my job is already to connect with people. That's my job already. And I have been able to connect with people in a different way, of course. But, when I was offered to join politics, so I thought that why not? Because since I've received so much love from people, so this is my time to return the favor.
And Ms. Sarkar,
so that's what my idea was.
So, and Ms. Sarkar, you felt that the best way to do that will be, you will be aligned in the way you think only with the Bharatiya Janata Party and not with any other political party.
Yes, that's what I just said, because, since I have been following the kind of activities of Bharatiya Janata Party for the past 6 years, I have been following our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, and I have, this entire journey of few years has been very inspiring for me.
Okay. Ms. Banerjee, I want to come back to you. See, Ms. Sarkar has gone on and on explaining to us why she feels so strongly about the BJP. I'm going to ask her what she thinks about the TMC. But let me ask you this question. Now you are in the political battlefield, right?
Yes.
Yes. The heat and dust of Indian politics is part of your life now, very active part of your life. What do you make of your principal opponent, the Bharatiya Janata Party?
Oh, well, I think I am prepared to face any sort of, first of all, hello, Payal.
Hello.
Hello. So, yes. So, when I've come to the forefront, I know my responsibilities, and I know that it's going to be tough. We'll have to face a lot of criticisms, which we already face. But yes, when I've made up my mind, I think I'm going to take it up as a challenge. And I know my responsibility. I've been given a huge responsibility by Didi. So I will definitely try my level best to keep up to her expectations, and as well as keep up to my Bakura people, their expectations as well. It's very important for me. Since, yes, we have been actors and we still are. Now, directly politics, yes, it is a little different, tough, but I'm prepared, and I think we are prepared for it.
I couldn't help but notice at this moment, Ms. Sarkar and Ms. Banerjee having this great film fraternity bonhomie, and it was pretty evident. Do you think that is one thing that our politicians can learn from people of other professions? That you can be friends and yet be, differently politically aligned?
Yeah, I would say
Ms.
I'll tell you something.
I'll let
Shrantika speak first. Yeah.
So I think for me, individually, if you ask me, yeah, film, like Payal said, that she went up and supported the party where she feels connected, her ideologies. So I would say the same. I mean, I thought that I did what I thought was right. Yes, our Honorable CM Mamata Banerjee, our Didi, has really done a lot for our industry as well.
Okay.
So I thought that, yes, this would be a good time to, put in my efforts as a return, and definitely a larger scale. I would get a larger platform to work for people like I've always wanted to. Maybe we have done it as actors as well.
Yeah.
But then, yes, this would be directly into the battlefield.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ms. Sarkar, would you like to respond to this point on how bitter politics becomes? And I'm sure you must be aware of how bitter it has become in the state of West Bengal. Do you think some amount of political bonhomie can help?
See, I think I'll tell you something very briefly, especially in Bengali film industry, we have seen people like long back when there were different parties, obviously, the ruling party was different here in West Bengal. So there were people who were believer of those particular political ideologies, and few of them were actively involved in politics and few of them were not. Simultaneously, there were people who were not a believer of those particular ruling parties. They were a believer of different parties maybe, but they worked together. So there was always a peaceful coexistence. Because politics and film industry are two different, very entirely different fields altogether. So basically, you might have a different political ideology. You might work for a particular party, but there is no conflict between, politics and film industry. When we are working as actors, our job is different. When we are, we are politicians, we are political leaders, we are addressing people in a different way, we are working for people in a different way. Obviously, under the guidelines of a particular party, things become different. So we have to separate those two identities very particularly.
Very interesting. Okay, my final question to the two of you. How would you define your respective parties' political slogan? Ms. Banerjee, you go first. Why Khela Hobe?
Because Banglar meke chahe. Shejonni khela hobe.
Okay.
Sorry, I would like to correct Shantika.
Yeah.
I think both of us are the daughters of Bengal, right? Because we receive so much love from the people of Bengal only. We are not outsiders. I'm not an outsider. And obviously, as our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji said on the Brigade Parade Ground, Khela Khatam, Vikas Shuru. So,
okay. Would you like
all
to
the best to you? You too. Yes, I would not
too.
respond because I think Bengal will respond at the correct time, and they will definitely express what they want. But I would say that
don't you think the kind of
Bengali
crowd
people,
we saw
the emotions
on
of
the
Bengali people
ground explained a lot of things, answered a lot of things. Don't you think so?
I'm sorry, sorry.
As you said that we don't need to say much, things will kind of open up on its own eventually.
Yes.
So considering the kind of crowd we saw on the Brigade Parade Ground, and this was, let me tell you.
Have you not seen the kind of crowd that
Prime
Didi?
Minister?
Yes. I would like to interrupt that.
You agree with me, right? Yes, you agree with me.
See,
okay, we are not
very unlike what
right
you
here.
would respond
I don't want to
would
scare
say that-
anybody.
No, I'm sorry. But then I think the kind of crowd that Didi had with her in Darjeeling, in Siliguri, and yesterday on International Women's Day, I'm sorry. I think you missed out on that, the kind of crowd that we also had. So I'm sure that
I don't think so.
is doing their part. Yes, everyone's doing their part.
Ms.
their
Banerjee
bit,
and
so
Ms.
I would say
Sarkar,
all the best.
I think the first half of the interview was very nice when you were talking about bonhomie, and such is the Khela of politics that best friends turn foes. So let me come in here and make sure that you two continue to have that bonhomie that you exhibited at the beginning of this broadcast. But thank you so much, and all the best to the two of you for making this brand new beginning in your career. Thank you so much. Now let's shift to the story from Uttarakhand, where a chief minister has been replaced. what exactly happened? Well, see, the chief minister was sacked. Let's just say it in as many words. Why did that happen? Because there was resentment against Rawat. This is BJP's big Uttarakhand fix. There is a whole analysis as to why this is going to happen or not happen. The point is, the BJP looks at this as an attempt to control perception damage in the state. Now, what exactly is that damage? Trivendra Singh Rawat is being seen among his MLAs as a misfit, that he is a misfit as far as being the chief minister of that state is concerned. MLAs even complained against Rawat's style of functioning as well as his performance. There are also allegations against him of corruption. Could this be an attempt to mitigate that corruption charge? Before we go any further, let's quickly listen in to what Trivendra Singh Rawat said today once he announced his resignation.
ने विचार किया और संयुक्त रूप से, सामूहिक रूप से ये निर्णय लिया कि मुझे अब किसी और को ये मौका देना चाहिए.
But you must have heard about other things, but what exactly is this corruption charge? So there are corruption allegations against Mr. Trivendra Rawat during his term as in charge of Jharkhand. So what exactly happened there? There was allegation that money was deposited in Rawat's associate account for a posting in Jharkhand, much before he actually became the chief minister of Uttarakhand. Now, the Uttarakhand High Court had ordered the CBI to register an FIR in this case. Mr. Rawat moved the Supreme Court and got a stay order on this High Court order. So that's where this case stands. Could this have been the reason why this decision has been taken? Or could this have been one of the many reasons? Remember, the MLAs are not upset about this. The MLAs are upset about the style of functioning. Now, what exactly is the thought process that has gone out, and what could be the possible ramifications on your screen right now? This decision could be seen as a vote of no confidence against the BJP's own government. Now, this is an allegation by the opposition. The Congress calls this an admission of the failure of the Bharatiya Janata Party. This is also the first big decision of a Modi-appointed chief minister being removed. Remember, Narendra Modi is not known as someone who usually goes back on a decision that he has taken. That's the brand of politics. Otherwise, the farm laws would have been reversed by now. The BJP does not want to, and this is a thinking, the BJP does not want to repeat the Jharkhand mistake. Remember, in the case of Mr. Raghuvar Das, there was great resentment against him, that remove him, MLAs were upset with him. He was not replaced, despite the MLA resentment. And the result is there for everyone to see. So is some amount of political pragmatism being shown by the Bharatiya Janata Party in taking a decision well in time? As they say, a stitch in time saves 9. So Uttarakhand Chief Minister fix, and this is very important to understand, no Chief Minister has completed a full term in Uttarakhand. And when they have been replaced by another Chief Minister, the incumbents have never come back to power. That is the Uttarakhand fix. So can this decision that has been taken by the Bharatiya Janata Party propel the BJP to power again, or will the curse of Uttarakhand continue where the incumbents will not come back to power? I want to welcome former Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, Mr. Harish Rawat, who is now with us. Mr. Rawat, thank you so much for joining us. What do you make of the goings on in your surname's sake, the fact that he has been removed?
Well, last 4 years there was no government in Uttarakhand. In fact, it was known to everybody in Delhi also. But BJP has nothing to do with the developmental ideas. There was no development in the Uttarakhand. As far as social welfare schemes are concerned, whatever schemes were started during my tenure, the only task accomplished by the outgoing Chief Minister was to stop that all social welfare schemes. And I don't think how he was managing his party, but this kind of situation was the result of 2016, the way BJP has initiated defection in our party on with the money power. And later on, out of 9 ministers, including chief minister, 5 were the defectors. So that was one of the major reasons for resentment among BJP MLAs. That's why they have pressurized, and the BJP has admitted that we could not serve the people of Uttarakhand, and they changed the face of the face. Now, this change of face is not going to help BJP because they are culprit. उन्होंने उत्तराखंड पर राजनीतिक अस्थिरता थोपी है और उत्तराखंड पर जब भाजपा की सरकार बनी, पहली सरकार 2 साल के लिए थी, इन्होंने 2 साल में 2 चीफ मिनिस्टर दिए। दूसरी बार 5 साल के लिए पावर में आए, इन्होंने 5 साल में 3 चीफ मिनिस्टर दिए। देन दे स्टार्टेड डिसलॉजिंग माय गवर्नमेंट, जिसको सुप्रीम कोर्ट के इंटरवेंशन के बाद किसी तरीके से हम अपना टर्म पूरा कर पाए। नाउ उन्होंने अपने ही चीफ मिनिस्टर को विद ब्रूट मेजॉरिटी, दे हैव ब्रूट मेजॉरिटी, आउट ऑफ 70 देयर आर 57 MLAs from BJP,
and yet they felt the need to change.
Okay, it means that the BJP has no idea about the development of the state. That's why they got their chief minister changed, and they feel with the change of chief minister, उनको जो है जो जनता का गुस्सा है शायद उससे बच जाएंगे, मगर ऐसा होने नहीं जा रहा।
Okay, let's see what happens. But thank you very much, Mr. Rawat, for joining us. Elections in Uttarakhand are going to be held in February 2022. So there's still about 1 year time left. Story number 4 right here on Left, Right and Centre. Let's quickly tell you what that story is. This is 100% politics on an issue which should otherwise be an investigation matter. The Ambani bomb scare has turned out to be a political drama, political potboiler between the BJP as well as the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi, Devendra Fadnavis and Anil Deshmukh to be precise. I have with me Mr. Sanjay Gupta, leader of the Shiv Sena, and Abhishek Tripathi, leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Thank you very much for joining us. Mr. Sanjay Gupta, I want to begin with you first. Would you like to tell us, Mr. Gupta, what is your reservation, number one, with the fact that the NIA is probing? NIA को हक है, वो इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर सकते हैं?
ठीक है, NIA को हक है कि वो इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर सकते हैं, लेकिन स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का भी तो दायित्व तो बनता है कि स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को भी अधिकार है कि वो भी ये जाने कि उसके राज्य में अगर इस तरह की कोई घटना घटी है तो उसमें किस तरह से वो जांच करे, उसकी सच्चाई को जाने। जब मुख्यमंत्री थे 2011 में नरेंद्र मोदी साहब, तब उन्होंने इस बात पर सवाल उठाया था, ये कहा था कि केंद्र सरकार को राज्य सरकार के साथ मिलकर के इस तरह की इन्वेस्टिगेशन करनी चाहिए। और अब अभी एक जांच चल रही है, जबकि महाराष्ट्र सरकार ने खुद उस मामले को ATS विभाग को सौंप दिया है। और इससे पहले कि जांच किसी निष्कर्ष पर पहुंचे, उससे पहले इस तरह से एकदम से NIA को सौंपना, मुझे लगता है ये हमारे देश के संघीय ढांचे पर एक आघात है और ये आघात इस तरह का नहीं होना चाहिए और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स को अपॉर्चुनिटी दी जानी चाहिए।
नहीं, लेकिन अब आप जिस तरीके से देखिए, देयर इज अ पुलिस ऑफिसर हु इज नाउ इन क्वेश्चन, तो अब ये सब तो जांच में ही पता चलेगा ना। आज सवाल उठा
जिस पुलिस ऑफिसर विधानसभा में सवाल उठाया गया, जिस पुलिस ऑफिसर के खिलाफ, जिस ऑफिसर पर शक किया गया, उसके खिलाफ FIR दर्ज कर ली गई है और इस बात की भी इन्वेस्टिगेशन की जा रही है कि जो मनसुख हिरेन की जो वाइफ है मिस विमला हिरेन, उन्होंने जो भी आरोप लगाए हैं और जिस अधिकारी के खिलाफ लगाए हैं उसके खिलाफ FIR दर्ज कर ली गई है। अगर कोई अधिकारी के ऊपर इस तरह का शक दायर किया जाता है या वो किया जाता है, अगर महाराष्ट्र सरकार ने या मुंबई पुलिस ने उसके ऊपर FIR दर्ज ना की गई हो, तब इस बात पर
नहीं, मुझे बस एक ही चीज समझनी है। ऑल आई वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड इज व्हाई अ मैटर ऑफ, इज देयर समथिंग इलीगल in the fact that NIA has taken over the probe? If not, then why this hullabaloo? Let me very quickly get in Mr. Ashutosh Srivastava, is an advocate in the Supreme Court also, to understand this legal perspective. Mr. Srivastava, see, by law, by the NIA Act, the NIA can probe any matter of national security. But how about the allegation? What would you have to say about the allegations into the manner in which this is being done in order to malign a state government? They give out specific instances.
Right. See, once we see the, the sequence of the incidents which has taken place, now this Hasmukh Hiren, who brought this car with, all the explosives, everything, that too, near, the building of a well-known businessman, we all know, and it is obviously a threat to his life. And then this man, suddenly commits suicide. So there are a lot of suspicions as to, how this happened. I mean, this much of explosives, how this much of explosives were brought to that residence of Mr. Ambani. So it is a serious concern, and I feel it is obviously a threat to the, the national security also. And obviously, the National Security Agency must investigate the matter, and they should go to the depth of it as to how it happened, because it is obviously a very serious concern. And I would say that whether it is central government or the state government, they all should come together and unite, and they should do a proper investigation, because nobody would have committed, taken a step of committing suicide, that too in a creek, near Thane, that is too far away from the incidents where it took place. So obviously, there are suspicious grounds on which it has happened.
What is the suspicious ground?
Because, a person who brings the vehicle, full with explosives, he suddenly goes and commits suicide.
Okay.
On what circumstances has he committed suicide?
Sanjay Gupta, let me quickly come back to you. See, the point that is being raised, and I heard Mr. Fadnavis also, he seems to say that here is a police officer, Sachin Waze, who is seen as close to this dispensation. आपकी सरकार के करीब माने जाते हैं ये, इस वजह से आप उनको प्रोटेक्ट कर रहे हैं।
नहीं, इस तरह से तो अब देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी जो पोजीशन में है वो इस तरह का आरोप लगाएंगे, इस तरह का आरोप लगा करके उनकी तो हमेशा से ये कोशिश रहती है कि किस तरह से किसी न किसी तरह से किसी भी केस को केंद्रीय एजेंसी को सौंपा जाए। अब आप बताइए मुझे, सुशांत सिंह राजपूत मामले में भी इन्होंने कई एजेंसी को सौंपा था। इन्होंने कहा था कि इन्होंने एफआईआर दर्ज की थी, बिहार के अंदर के 15 करोड़ रुपए जो है वो सुशांत सिंह राजपूत जी के पिता ने एफआईआर दर्ज कराई थी, और ईडी डिपार्टमेंट आज तक ये पता नहीं कर पाया कि 15 करोड़ रुपए वो कहाँ है। और ऐसा कौन सा यंत्र है एनआईए के पास जो मतलब स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के एटीएस डिपार्टमेंट के पास नहीं है कि एनआईए जो है कोई हवा में तीर मारेगा या आकाश में कोई ऐसा यंत्र फेंकेगा कि सारा कुछ निकल के आ जाएगा। ऐसा कोई यंत्र मुझे बता दे जो ऐसा इनके पास, केंद्रीय एजेंसी के पास हो और वो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के पास ना हो। सब किसी भी बात पे किया जा सकता है, लेकिन आधार उसकी सच्चाई तो बाद में पता चलती है कि क्या है क्या नहीं है, जांच के बाद ही पता चलती है। सुशांत सिंह राजपूत केस में क्या निकल के आया? यही निकल के आया कि उनकी आत्महत्या थी और उन्होंने उसको इमोशनली कैच करके बिहार की सरकार भी बना ली, और जिन उनके चचेरे भाई ने केस उठाया था, जिन्होंने इस तरह से आत्महत्या को हत्या बताने की कोशिश की थी, आज वो बिहार सरकार में
नहीं तो देखिए, कैन यू नॉट लुक एट दीज एज टू सेपरेट केसेस? यू आर सेइंग वो उस समय भी ऐसा हुआ था, तो इस वजह से आपको संदेह है, यू हैव अ डाउट दैट इवन नाउ द सेम इज हैपनिंग। You know, the gelatin sticks have been found. This is a matter of security. The car was found parked outside a very big noted personality.
It's okay. ये एक सीरियस मैटर है, बिल्कुल सही बात है, इसकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन सही से होनी चाहिए, लेकिन स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का भी तो ये दायित्व बनता है, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की भी तो जिम्मेदारी है, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का भी तो ये अधिकार है कि वो इस बात की सच्चाई तक पहुंचे, इसकी तह तक पहुंचे।
Sure. Okay, Ashutosh Srivastava as well as Sanjay Gupta, thank you very much. Clearly, we have not heard the last as far as the political commentary on this issue is concerned. But towards the end, all we want to say is that in a matter of investigation, the investigation must be priority and not the politics. Unfortunately, in Maharashtra, it has become the other way around. Thank you very much for watching this special broadcast. News continues on the other side. Stay tuned.